Warm greetings to everyone on behalf of Department of Clinical Psychology, Amrita Institute of Medical Sciences, Kochi. Welcome to the webinar on Cyber Hygiene, which marks the 19th edition of Safer Internet Day. This day aims to initiate actions across the globe, addressing and raising awareness about cyberbullying, digital identity theft, and other emerging online issues in networking, in social networking, and cyberspace. Safer Internet Day was initiated in 2004 and has become a landmark event in the online safety calendar, in which a topic is chosen each year which reflects current concerns. I would like to invite Mr. Srihari R., Clinical Assistant Professor, Department of Clinical Psychology, Amrita Institute of Medical Sciences. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Grishma. I hope everyone can hear me. So, Safer Internet Day is observed every year on the second day of the second week of second month. So actually, it was supposed to be on 8th, but unfortunately, we couldn't get the resource person on that day, so we have shifted that to 11th. So as Grishma has already told, the aim of Safer Internet Day is, giving the awareness regarding safer and better internet use. And the Safer Internet Day was actually initiated in 2004 as a part of European Union Safe Borders project. And it was later taken up by InSafe Network, which is again an European network of awareness centers promoting safe and better usage of internet. So now, I think over the past 19 years, it has been observed across various countries, around 200 countries. So I was thinking, like, if you go back to 2004, this topic maybe, it was not of much relevance in India. But right now we can see that, India is becoming one of the markets of smartphone. The penetration rate is increasing year by year. So smartphone penetration in India in 2020 was about 54%, and it is expected to be around I think 96 by 2040. But I think the post-pandemic situation might have, can have an impact on that, probably because like now we are all limited to this space where, our work, our learning, our financial transaction, shopping, and everything happens in this space. And, we need to know, because with the increasing use, different types of cyber crimes has also evolved with, too much of dependency on the cyberspace. So on August 30th, 2019, the Ministry of Home Affairs launched the National Cyber Crime Reporting Portal to offer people a centralized system for reporting all sorts of cyber crime occurrences online, with a special focus on children and women. According to the statistics of this portal, around 317,439 cyber crime events and around 5,771 FIRs have been recorded in the country since the establishment in 2019 to 2021. So probably we need to be very much aware about the fact that with the increasing usage, the possibility of all this happening, the cyber crime, as she has mentioned, see identity theft or cyber stalking, cyber bullying. So all those can increase in number. So it's each and everyone's our own responsibility to be aware of all the issues related to this and how safe we can be in the use of internet. So anyway, now moving on to my duty of welcoming our panelists and participants. I would first like to welcome Sri M. Jagadish Babu, who is a project manager, Information Security, Education and Awareness, Center for Development of Advanced Computing, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Welcome you, sir, for this webinar. Next, I would heartily welcome Dr. Geetanjali, Professor and HOD of Department of Clinical Psychology. And let me invite all the faculty, students, and all the participants outside the AIMS campus, because we have forwarded this to many of the groups, and many people has agreed to be a part of this program, and so I welcome them. And Also, our AIMS faculty, students, all the departments, I wholeheartedly welcome everyone to this program, and I hope that by the end of this awareness program, you'll be able to have some insight related to the safer use of net, as well as some take home messages regarding this. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to invite Dr. Geetanjali Natarajan, Associate Professor and HOD, Department of Clinical Psychology, Amrita Institute of Medical Sciences. Welcome, ma'am.
Warm good afternoon to everybody. Definitely, we have very mixed feelings about the technological advances that have happened, especially in the last 10 years. We have seen such immense changes in the digital world and technology that a lot of us are not even aware what each thing involves. So some of you who are 40 plus will be aware that there was a day when we used to book trunk calls. We have to book a trunk call and wait for it. Any other than local calls, if you have to talk to somebody in another state, you have to book a trunk call, wait for almost half an hour. From telephone exchange, somebody would call back and say, now your call is connected, and then you make the call. So from there, we have reached a place where you just need, in a click of a button, you can see the person on the other side and you're doing video chats. So that's the kind of change. And the other day, one of my clients was saying, it's so atrocious that we have to make an international phone call when you have all the Skype and Zoom and all that. Why do we need to make an international phone call, which is possible, but why? That's very regressive. So that's the kind of change. So if we just look at even the changes in the internet, there was a time when we used the internet with lot of surprise and awe that so much of information can be read from the internet. But there wasn't any way for us to actually interact and put our opinions across. And then we moved towards second level where we were all on the social media. We had blogs and any post which was there, we are able to put our content across. And we are now gradually moving to where we can get into the internet itself with the comments of the metaverse. We are going to be there in our avatars right there inside another universe, digital universe, where you can have your whole family, say one from the UK, US, or say other parts of India. We can all be sitting around a table, our avatars, and then interacting. So that's the kind of world that we are moving into. But along with all this, all the advantages that the technology is bringing, definitely there is the other side where a dimension of difficulties and disadvantages. So even if we leave the cyber crimes away, we are faced with too much of time spent inside the digital or the virtual world that we have lost. Now our kids definitely find it much more comfortable being on a interacting with their friends across a game rather than actually playing cricket or football. And we don't have that kind of space also. As well as there are a lot of studies which have shown that young people who spend a lot of time on social media like Instagram and other, they have, though they may have a lot of friends around and they keep posting better and better pictures on there, within them, inside them, their inner world is becoming more and more empty. Then they are not really equipped to handle their lives in a resilient way that they should. Similarly, we look at the crime also. Actually, as a common person, I might not be really aware of all the possibilities out there. The other day, somebody was saying, don't pick up your mobile phone unless you're dressed properly, because anybody can actually access your screen and see what is on the other side. You might not be aware of it. That's really very scary. Another friend of mine said that suddenly there was a call in her mobile, and then very quickly some 2-3 lakhs from her account got lost within a minute of that happening. When we very often hear of traumatized people who say that their pictures or posts were posted on the mobile. So from there to what we very recently heard was that in the metaverse, a woman was molested and raped by 4 other digital avatars which were there. So we actually, among mental health professionals itself, what we were saying is, okay, we are not enough to handle the actual trauma that people have. Now we have to get equipped to handle the trauma that they would have in the digital world as well. So that's the kind of changes that we are facing, and I'm really happy. The other day we were looking at the website that government has made for the cyber education and awareness. It's so beautifully made, and the kind of programs that they are doing, the number of awareness programs that have been conducted, we are really amazed, and we feel very fortunate that we have Mr. Jagdish Babu to enlighten us about some of the things that we need to be cautious and aware of. And I'm sure this program will go a long way towards making us aware that what is the responsible way in which we can handle our cyber world. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your insightful words and how we have advanced into using internet over the years. Now, I would like to invite Shri M. Jagdish Babu to speak on cyber hygiene on Safer Internet Day. He is presently the project manager for Information Security and Education and Awareness Project, Government of India, Center for Development and Advanced Computing, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. He has also presented various national and international level conferences, including the paper in South Asia Conclave on ICT and Digital Content on Development. He presented a paper in 2019 at All India Seminar on Cybersecurity and Image Processing. He has also received many numerous prestigious awards at national and international level. NASSCOM DSCI Excellence Award in 2019 for raising the awareness in the area of cybersecurity, World Summit on Information Society, WSIS International Award for the project Mother in 2014. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your warm welcome and a brief profile. And let me thank Srihari sir, who is behind us for organizing this session. So we are coupled up with 2 experts, I myself joining for the cybersecurity awareness, and I also requested one of my colleague, to talk on the, especially on the mobile security. We have developed some of the tools. Those tools also he is going to discuss with all of you. And I also thank Geetanjali ma'am for giving us an opportunity to interact with all the students, all the doctors and all. Yes, ma'am, you rightly said, the technology advancement is gone beyond our expectation, right? So I foresee, in couple of years, we are going to see a lot of things are, a lot of things are going to affect in the health field also. But what we heard, there are so many things which are happening in the health sector. A simple example, a pacemaker or insulin injection, right? So today, we are keeping the pacemaker, and if something, some issue happens, we used to visit the doctor and all in India. But whereas in other countries like US and UK and all, so there is no need of people to go there, remotely that can be operated, remotely that can be managed, right? So insulin also in the same case, someone has to give the injection and all the things, based on the timings and all. But that is not the case in some of the countries. They can do it everything remotely, right? So that is the technological advancement. So the other side of the coin is, you just imagine if that server was got hacked, what will happen to all the patients who are associated or who are registered for that service, either pacemaker or insulin kind of thing. But there are some incidents where it is at most went, but luckily it was they're able to bring it back, right? So such kind of things are also happening in the thing. We are all witnessing COVID situations from last 2 years or so, right? So there are so many things on the name of COVID. There are so many frauds which are happening. The simple thing we'll just talk about oximeter, right? So many people purchase the oximeter online, and mostly fake oximeters are supplied. So once the fake oximeter we received and we tested, like it is not working, and they have returned it, right? So what they have done? So by using that, they have created all fake documents. Just imagine. So by using the fake documents, they have created businesses. They have done all GST and all such kind of things, and nowhere that they have paid the GST. Later, these common people have received the GST notices from these GST department. So that's the kind of situation where we are in, right? So today morning only we have developed advisory. 14th February is coming and Valentine's Day. People have started receiving. Many people have started receiving that Amazon's free gifts. Amazon's free gifts. I don't know like how many of you have got the message or not, but that message has become viral in the social media. So that's the kind of situation where you are. And if you take any day or any important day, and there are so many people who are trying to lure so many people like who are having some kind of vulnerabilities on their respective devices, right? So let me start the presentation, so that we will discuss more and more. So I am going to discuss some of these aspects which are related to some of the cyber safety and security aspects. Like I will be talking about the some basics, with respect to the cyber safety and password security, and we're also going to see some of the financial frauds and social networking. And my colleague is going to talk about on the mobile safety and security. Okay. So I think many of the people might have aware about our CDAC organization. So like CDAC is basically a research and development organization, and established in established for developing a supercomputer. So we all know like we were using this we are using this supercomputing facility in the health informatics in a huge manner, right? There are so many products and so many things which are happening in the health sector also. Okay. So like we have developed a supercomputer called Param, and which was released in 1988. And later, like we are having various series of supercomputer like Param, Param Yuva, Param Padma, and all. And more than 3,500 R&D scientists are working across the country. So these are the locations, and these are the 6 thematic areas, like where I belongs to the cyber security and cyber forensics. And we have a center at Trivandrum also. They are very good at cyber forensics, and they developed a lot of products and which are shared with the nation for these things. And I belong to this project called Information Security Education Awareness. Of course, like Srihari sir was mentioned. So there are 3 objectives of this project. One is the generation of core research manpower. By end of 2025, there is a need of more than 16 lakh cybersecurity professionals. To address that need, the government of India has started this project called Information Security. So we are offering these formal and non-formal courses at at BTech level, BTech, MTech, PhD level, and all those areas. And we are also training this faculty like who are dealing with these courses, so that they will be able to deliver their services they will be able to teach them in an effective manner. We also organize these short-term and specialized courses for the professionals. And we are also organizing the training programs for these government officials. Like in turn, like they will be able to perform and deliver their services effectively. So for that purpose, like we have built a component called training to the government officials, and that is also going on parallelly. And recently, that National Cybersecurity Strategy 2020 was released by Government of India. And as per the National Cybersecurity Strategy, like we have to train all the department and ministry officials, and we are on job. And awareness campaign, as rightly told by Madam. So like we have excellent awareness portal. So I request all of you, please go through that awareness portal is one thing, and you can try to increase your knowledge in the cybersecurity domain. And you can also test your knowledge, like what you have gained and what you are gone through that. And we are also offering some of these e-learning courses and all. I'll show it by end of the session, so that you'll come to know like what are the things where we are doing. So these are the 52 institutions who are supporting us in implementing this project across the nation. And this is the portal where I'm talking about, infosecawareness.in, which is containing a lot of quizzes, multilingual content, videos, latest news, books, cartoons, and painting competitions. And we are always organize these painting competition to keep the people in momentum so that they will try to understand and they will try to learn and they will be able to project. That way, like we were trying to involve the people in continuous learning process, right, by organizing some of the competition. And this is a portal we were talking about, infosecawareness.in. So we have different categories of user, like we have content for most of the stakeholders in different languages. So let's come to, like, of course, like we were busy on that day, like on February 8th, every Tuesday of, every second Tuesday of February month is observed as a safer internet day. So during that time, like we have done, from morning to evening, like we have done number of programs with the education ministry, and we have done number of sessions, released some quizzes and all those things on the occasion of safer internet day. Okay, that is the reason, like we were not able to commit on that particular day. But otherwise, why this cyber awareness is required? So we have to be safeguard ourselves in the internet world, and we have to be smart enough to handle the situations in the internet world. So we all know, like we are evident, like we are from last 2+ years, we are seeing this COVID-19. Like people are facing a lot of issues, and everyone is taking care of this self cyber hygiene practices, self cyber hygiene practices. So like sanitizing hands, washing, sanitizing hands, wearing masks and all such kind of things. The same way, like everyone should have to follow the cyber hygiene practices in the digital world also, right? So like you are responsible, like we are responsible for our own security in the digital world, and use internet safely and protects the institutional, organizational and national data. The reason why I'm talking about the institutional data, if the institution is strong enough to to take care of the entire R&D activities, a lot, what are the data which you are managing, all the data, if you are able to manage securely, and we can that leads to organizational security, and that leads to the national data. Like for example, like you as like Amrita Institute of Medical Sciences, you must be having a lot of data related to the public. That data, if it is compromises, anything can happen at any point of time to all the people like who are visited your institution. Like hence the security is very, very essential at this point, for at individual level, organizational level, at national level also. As we discussed, like cybercrime is not going away, and technology is improving. At the same time, the number of cybercrimes is also going up like anything. So better to have a good cybersecurity policy, right? At organizational level, at institutional level, wherever it is. I think most of the people might have been attending, these Zoom classes from last 2+ years kind of thing. So unless and until if you take some of the preventive measures at Zoom level, so there are always chances that people can hijack, right? So today evening 4 to 5, I'm going to give a session to the NCRT people on remote learning and security, right? So that session I'm dealing, because like number of children are impacted because of these issues. And like we also witnessed some of the cases from the Kerala itself. There are some people like who are mobiles were used by the kids, when they're attending the online classes. During the online classes, like they have got some messages and they have attempted the messages. Immediately they lost more than thousands of rupees on their mobile phones, like whatever it is connected. Okay, kind of accounts which are connected in that mobile phone. So such kind of things are happening on a frequent way. So these are the kind of transactions are happening in a given minute of time in any platform. You just take it, whether it is WhatsApp, Facebook, LinkedIn, Netflix, or YouTube. Just imagine 500 hours of content is uploaded in every minute. 500 hours of content uploaded in any minute. Just imagine that. Convert that 500 hours of content into the number of pages kind of thing, then you can imagine like how much content is uploaded and transacted in the internet world, right? So as I told, like the cyber crimes are at 3 levels, mostly at individual level, organizational level, and national level. And if there is any third world war, it is going to be cyber terrorism. There is no need of fighting each other. They can hack our servers and we can hack their servers. So that is the kind of situation where we are in, and all the countries are relying on the technology in a huge manner. Today we are going to discuss on these aspects, some of these aspects which are related to the individual level. Of course, since we have time is very less, like we may not be able to cover all the aspects, like we will be covering some of the important aspects, right? So in the cyber security, 95%, 95 out of every 100 data breaches are caused by human error, right? Human is the strongest link, as well as strong weakest part in the digital world. Humans, if they forgot something, anything can happen, right? And if they're able to manage if they're able to manage the entire network, and the entire organization is in safe mode, right? So that's the kind of situation. So 95%, 90% of every 100 data breaches are caused by the human error, right? Only 5% of the company folders are protected. We can just imagine like whether we are there as part of that 5% or not. And one of every 5 internet users are experiencing a virus attack. We might not be knowing, whether the virus attack or a malware or spyware attack kind of thing. So, for example, most of the people might be attending this session by using your mobile phones. So, do you think all your mobile phones are with you? Logically, not physically. Physically, all mobile phones are with us, but logically, we were not very sure whether the mobile phone is with us, or someone is monitoring, or someone is watching, or someone is spying on that, right? So that's the kind of situation. If any data breach happens, it happens over the period of on an average it takes 207 days. It won't happen immediately, right? If some breach has happened, it is not that it is because of today's error. We were doing that mistake, or we have done some mistake, and they are observing us, and they built a pattern, and based on the pattern they will attack. So that's the kind of situation where we are in. So every day, like more than 3.5 lakh viruses were spread across the world. Okay. And 49% of the mobile users have antivirus. And if the chart is open to all of you, and can you please say like whether do you have any antivirus on your mobile phone or not? If the chart is open to the participants, may I request the participants to mention like whether do you have any antivirus on your mobile phone or not? Please say yes or no. Don't say anything else, only yes or no. Don't mute yourself. Please keep it in the chat area. Very good. Okay. Okay. Keep going. Keep going. All right. Very good. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for your response and for your interaction. So please be interactive. Okay. So I see like is only some 5 to 10% of the people are having the antivirus on their respective system. So remaining people are not having. So most of them are no. There are few S's are there. Right. Thank you for your response. Right. And in the during COVID-19 period, there is an increment of 600%. Cyber crimes have gone up 600% across the world. Only in India, more than 156% of the cyber crimes are reported in India, right? Incremental thing I'm talking about. So normally, RPT Anna, like you just keep a question in the chat area. I'll try to respond by end of the session, right? So what are we talking about? IoT devices experiencing 5,200 attacks per month on an average. In the health sector, like most of the things are connected with IoT. Like now people are saying like it is a robotic and all such kind of things. Unless and until if you take some preventive measures, there is always some kind of issue. So I'm not a lawyer to give you a legal advice. I'm not going to give you a permission or authorize you to do anything over the internet. Okay, just follow company policies. Like what are the company policies you are having? Try to follow this. In fact, don't do anything ever, right? If you are using internet, widely use it. Please don't harm or don't do anything. No, if you are doing something today, definitely somewhere or other it impact on us also at some point of time. May not be immediately. Okay, so these are the some negligence, human negligence error, which always happens with us. In most of the cases, you're using common passwords for all your account. Is it so or not? You might be having one of the online account, and you might be having an online banking account, online email IDs, official email IDs, and all. Do you have the same password for all the things, or do you have different passwords? Please say yes or no. I wanted to see genuine answers. Do you have a common password for all, or do you have a different passwords for for each of the account? Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So I see like there are so many people says like it is a common password. And if you have a different password for different accounts, it's well and good. But if at all, if you are having a common password for all your account, that is a dangerous. At least after listening this session, please try to follow that cyber hygiene practices. If you have a different email IDs, please have a different passwords. If you have different bank accounts, different online bank accounts, please have a different passwords for each of the account, right? I'll talk about the password later part. And leaving your devices unlocked, most of the things like you will be doing on your mobile, but the same thing is applicable on your laptop as well as desktop also. Whenever you are leaving your system, ensure that the device is locked and ignoring the voice. And if you are able to update those things, it's well and good, so that you can safeguard your device as well as you can safeguard your instrument. And clicking on the links from unknown sources, which is very, very dangerous, in the social networking platform, either WhatsApp, Insta, Twitter, wherever you are, Telegram, Signal, anywhere. If you get a link, never ever click on those links directly. Copy that link, paste it in the browser. Never ever click on any links. If it is came from a Srihari sir, or if it is came from Gitanjali madam also, because madam and sir also never knew if they receive something, if they forward, they also never knew the authenticity of the link. I'm just giving an example, ma'am. Take it for granted, don't mind. Okay. And if you receive any links from anyone, never ever click on the links. Copy the link, paste it in the browser. I will show you as one of the example, like how you can identify such kind of things. Download the file, scan it before you open. Never ever open any files directly. Scan it and open. And connecting to the unsafe devices to our office network and using public Wi-Fi without a VPN. Right now, this public Wi-Fi is available. I think in most of the locations are available in Kerala, railway stations, airports, and in some public libraries and all. So everywhere, I think you will be having this internet widely. Public Wi-Fi is there. Connect and do browsing. Never ever do any critical transactions. I mean to say, don't do any financial transactions when you are in a public Wi-Fi. Don't transfer money, don't do any transactions. Then either it is wallet or whatever it is. Never ever use any public Wi-Fi for doing any critical transactions. Right? You also will be connecting. I also will be connecting. 100 people will be connecting. 300 people are connected for this session. Right? In the same way, we don't know, out of 300 people are all from the institution or from outside also. Right? So in the public Wi-Fi, if the public Wi-Fi kind of thing, along with us, other people also will join for such kind of things. And if they're joining, and out of these people, and if any culprit is there, he will be observing all the transactions, what are the things which are happening. And easily we can, break out that, security of the public routers, and we can see what kind of transaction you are doing. So that's only the reason. Never ever do any transactions in a public or open Wi-Fi kind of thing. Okay. And downloading unauthorized softwares, never ever do that. And if it is if any other unauthorized software you have done, and if you're not using that is become vulnerable. That means through that system, people can join into it. It is as simple as that. If any organ is not working in our part, so it is always chances that viruses can come through that organ in the same way. And if you're not using either application or a program or any of these third-party softwares, and if you're not updating it on regular intervals, and that is become a vulnerable, that itself is become a threat to your device. Right? All right. If you are not using, once the usage is over, uninstall it properly. Uninstall it. Okay. So that way you should do it. And leaving sticky notes with the passcodes. Right. You may be writing the passcodes and leaving it somewhere. Don't do that. And if those are all some of the small human errors, so which may cause some kind of damage. Okay, so please be careful. Try to follow these things. And these are the let me show you that cyber threat map to all of you. So this is the live threat map actually. So these are the kind of attacks which are happening at this point of time. So from this morning onwards, from 12 a.m. onwards, this many cyber attacks are happened across the world. You can just see which country is attacking on which country. And there are some red color and blue color and yellow colors are there. So the red color, the red lines are indicating malware attacks. And the blue color is indicating the phishing attacks, and the yellow lines are exploitation. You can just see like which country to which country is doing, or within the country, that kind of attacks are always happening. Okay, so this is a live threat map only for your information. I'm just saying, showing. If you get some time, like you can make use of it. So that's the kind of situation. These are the kind of live threats which are happening in a given minute of time. So there are a number of cyber crimes which are reporting in the pretext of supplying food, medicine, oxygen, other essentials and all because of the COVID, and luring the people onto the online transactions and hacking their accounts in many cases, and creating fake social media accounts. For example, if I have some of your details, it is easy for me to create account on your behalf, and I can send invitation or some kind of message to all your contacts by asking some kind of favorism. So such kind of exploitations are happening, right? I just shown it to you, that exploitations, phishing attacks, and malware attacks. So these are the three kind of things which are happening heavily across the world, and which is causing a lot of damage to the to our economy across the world, not only us, across the world. And filming and circulating the pornographic material in online, so that is also another issue which is happening in the internet world. So these are some of the cyber crimes which are reported across the India level. Only for your information sake, you can just see like where Kerala is there, 38%, 38.8% is contributing. And we always feel like Netflix is costing only $4.99. We are not against. I'm just giving an example. It's $4.99, but it is costing your time. And if it is a cool drink, it is costing your health. If it is a social media, it is costing our focus and time. All right. If something is free in the world, then you are become a product. Please remember that. So this is a golden word, golden quote by many of the things. Something is free in the digital world, and we are become the product. In whatever the way, we are going to become a product. How we will see in some of the examples. Okay. In the real world, like you will be having, longitude, latitude, and some of the address. But in the digital world, you don't have any such kind of things. You just have some kind of IP address, and you will be telling like Computer Institute of Medical Sciences, go and visit. If I want to see that, immediately I will go and see Amrita Institution, Google it, and I'll find out. Okay, if you want to, that is the difference between digital world and the physical world. And in the physical world, like you will safeguard your home by using so many varieties of security solutions. And in the digital world, like we have to secure by using a strong password, and you have to keep all our devices in a protected manner, right? So as I told you, which is the third largest economy in the world? Can anyone mention in the chat area what is the third largest economy in the world? Right? US, as China, and what is the third largest economy in the world? India, very good. Okay, any other? Yes, please go ahead. Third largest economy in the world. All right, not India. The third largest economy is, cyber crimes. So this is the kind of, in a second. So this much amount is lost in the internet world. One person or one organization to other, whatever the way it is. In a given minute of time, this much amount, in an hour, in a day, in a month. So this is the kind of damage which is happening across the world. The third largest economy in the world is cyber crime. All right, so we have already spoken more than 30 minutes, and the damage is globally for now is around $300 million. So that's the kind of thing which is happening in the world, in the cyber, in the cyber, in the internet domain, in the digital world. So information security is an organizational problem rather than an IT problem. All right. Sometimes it happens through IT devices, and sometimes organizational. And as I told you, 70% of threats are internal. And if any threat is happened, or any exploitation is happened, any some loophole is happened, it is only because of the internal. Most of the threats are found through internal sources, and the biggest risk is people, and the biggest asset is people. And social engineering is the major threat in the entire digital world. So this is the kind of situation where we are in. Social engineering is the major threat in the digital world. right? So I'm going to discuss about those things only. Okay, social engineering method. So what I mean by social engineering methods, you can have dumpster driving, shoulder surfing, biting, wishing. There are so many attacks which are happening. So these are the varieties of social engineering attacks. One is technical social engineering attacks and non-technical social engineering attacks. I will tell you like what I mean by social engineering attack also. Okay. So in technically like phishing, wishing, spam calls, pop-up window, interesting softwares and all such kind of things. Non-technically dumpster driving, spying, and act as a technical support kind of thing. Just an example of pop-up window. Are you able to see this window? Click here to access SBI internet banking. Right? I'm just giving an example. HTTPS SBIonline.com. Okay, that is the URL. That's the JPEG. But that entire the window is spread this much area. You can just see here. This is also HTTPS. So SBI O is replaced with a 0. Can anyone observe that when we are trying to do that? So it is almost looks like a SBI website, but it is not SBI website. Like we will be providing the details and immediately we will be in deep trouble. Okay, so this is the kind of thing. If any pop-ups, if at all, while you are browsing on internet, either by using your laptop, desktop, or mobile also, never ever follow through these kind of pop-ups. Pop-ups are always dangerous. We don't know like where it will lead. Okay, so before you click on any link, you just take the cursor here. Just take the cursor here. Then you will come to know like which website it is leading, which website it is taking us. Just hover the mouse to the URL just like this, and you will know like where it is going, whether it is going to SBIonline.com or SBI something else it is going. All right. So that kind of difference you should observe when you are browsing the internet. Just take the cursor here, just keep there, so that you will come to know like where it is going. Okay. And phishing attacks, you might have been experienced. Some of the people might have been experienced. Some of the people might not been experienced also. Your credit card is expiry, debit card is expiry. Otherwise, we are providing vaccination services. That kind of things which are happening in in latest in recent times. Okay, so we'll talk about a bit on these things. And there is something called dumpster driving. Normally, whenever any documents which you collect, for example, when you're taking the statement from an ATM, right? So if you don't want to carry that ATM slip, okay, which is generated in the ATM machine, don't dump in the where are the dustbin. You tear it off and dump into the dustbin, right? So once your credit card and debit card expiry, you might be cutting it into the pieces and you're dumping into the dustbin, correct? So that is the process. But normally, what people says is, cut the credit card and debit card, like whichever the card which is got expired, cut it into the pieces, cut it into number of pieces, throw it into the different location, not in a single location. That's the underlining point. Okay, throw it into the different locations, not in a single location, right? So why? If you throw it everything, there are some people who will collect such kind of data. And if you look into that, like your earlier credit card and your present debit card, whether if it is a Master or Visa or Rupee or whatever it is, if it is a Master card, all 12 digits are remain same. Your earlier credit card and present card. Visa, there are changes. 10 and 6. But whereas in the Master card, 12 digits. So only remaining 4 digits they have to guess. So it is anything for anyone, it is going to be easy, right? So that is called dumpster driving. Whenever you are throwing, ensure that should be cut into the pieces. Otherwise, people will collect it and they will try to misuse such kind of things. Okay. So what is social engineering attack? So social engineering attack is nothing but to take the action that or may not be in their best of interest. For example, these people will create an unwanted emergency situation. For example, you received one message stating that like this offer is valid only for next 1 hour. Okay. And once you click it, immediately they will be knowing your IP address and they will try to contact you. Okay. Somewhere or other, they will try to contact you. How the information goes, that is a separate part. Immediately they will try to contact you. Okay. So they will says like immediately do it. Otherwise, that offer will be expiry. So such kind of emergency situation they will create. create and lure the people. So during that point of time, they'll be sending some kind of link. There you will be providing your details. In later part, they will be sending the payment. But what you might be thinking like they might not be seeing, but they will be seeing everything like what are the details we are entering. Okay, in that link which were provided by the fraudsters. Okay, so that way like we have to be very, very careful whenever something you receive. So they will try to create this kind of unwanted emergency. If it is unwanted emergency is created, and if you react to that, there is chances that something can happen. Okay, fraudsters are able to trick the people by playing on their emotions and getting the people to act before the think. They won't give you the time to think. Something people often do in an emotional state. So we will be doing it in an emotional state. Okay, so that's the that is called the social engineering attack. Okay, so this way like the phishing happens in this way. So why these kind of things will happen? Desire to please. They always try to build the trust. Once the trust is built in, they will try to do it all such kind of unwanted things. Okay. Phishing uses the emails to appear to someone from a legitimate sources to trick the people into providing their information, right? So they will ensure that like they won't leave you unless and until you provide the required information by the fraudster. Okay, if at all, if you are into the emotional state, if you are without thinking, if you are acting, then these kind of things can happen at any point in time. Phishing attacks, the same thing can happen by using the voice calls. And the smishing attacks, they will be sending some kind of personalized messages. You might have been receiving, Rolex and Rodo watches are offering at this, 70% discount. Did anyone receive such kind of messages? All right, you might be receiving, in most of the times, the Rolex and Rodo watches are offering at this way of cost. So you click and do all such kind of things. And spear phishing always happens on, some, high professionals, otherwise some bureaucrats kind of thing. And it was a targeted attacks. So they will target the people, and later part, they will try to lure from those people. So these are the kind of things which are happening. And biting, which is very, very important aspect to all of you. So whenever you are purchasing any USB drives or USBs kind of thing, ensure that should be formatted first. First thing is that should be formatted, like whatever the device you are getting, once you go there, scan it and format it first. Later part, you try to use that, any of the devices, any of the cables kind of thing. All right. So there is something called, juice jacking. Right. So whenever you are charging, smartphones or any laptops kind of thing, if you are trying to charge by using their cables. So for example, when you're traveling in a airport, when you are in an airport kind of thing, if you want to charge your mobile, use your cable. Don't use the cable which is available there, right? So there, like if you are using the same cable, there are chances that like they will try to get all your mobile data, all their mobile data into their device. Okay, so such kind of attacks are happened in Delhi airport, in some time back. In lockdown only it was happened. Exactly I don't know the month, but that is the kind of thing which happens. So these people, what they will do, if at all, if you are purchasing any new hardware kind of thing, try to scan it and later part you use it. Otherwise, it may contain any malicious activity kind of thing. So it will, in the backdrop, they will be performing. Sometimes we may be calling it as a keyloggers kind of thing. There are some softwares and small hardware devices are also there. So that without your knowledge, that will be getting installed, and they will be collecting your information and they will be sending it. Especially when you are installing any third-party softwares, you have to ensure like what is the thing he is talking about. And before downloading and installing it, you review. You just go for reviews. And if someone come to know like if there are some issues, they will mention there. At least you can take care of without installing such kind of softwares. Okay, so that kind of things always happen. That is called biting. Okay, so nowadays AI powered malware attacks are happening. They will bypass, like what are the security is that they will try to completely, they bypass that entire thing, and they will, try to log on to your, our devices, or watch our, transactions which are happening on our devices. Okay. So in the phishing attacks, they'll try to collect these usernames, passwords, credit card details, and all such kind of things. So that is called the phishing attacks. And this phishing attacks, for example, I received this mail. Okay, I know that like I no one has sent anything to through DHL. So, but they were telling like, parcel number has arrived date and all such kind of things. Now they were asking, click on the attachment to download the print the receipt. Okay. And they were also, okay, print the receipt. So once I clicked it, and immediately my system is infected with this. Okay. Since I have a good antivirus, it is protected me not to install that. It is already containing a malicious activity. Okay. So you can just see UDS Trojan PSW. So my system is having antivirus. It is detected me that like it is having a Trojan virus. If the Trojan is installed on your system without your knowledge, people will try to collect that information. So these are the kind of things which are happening. So now, in December, like it was a phishing attack on, income tax. When you are submitting the income tax returns, you have submitted the returns, but you are awaiting for your, refund to come back. Right, it is almost looks like a mail is originated from the income tax department. But what I have done, I just took the cursor over there. I just took the cursor over there and just hovered it. You just see like it is everything is saying like it is income tax department, but it is taking to some other website. Okay, so the moment you click on the such kind of links, and immediately you will be getting so these kind of forms. Okay. So you can just see it to tax refund. They're asking the card, card holder name, date of birth, all these things. So on top of it, they're asking bank name, card number, expiry, ATM, CVV. Okay. So these are the people without observing, and if you have started giving these details, if you give some details also, they will try to keep, they will try to contact you, and they will ensure that you give the remaining details also. So that is the kind of situation where you are in. So you have to be very careful. When you are using or when you are clicking on any of the links, it is almost looks SBI website only. Is there anything wrong in this website? Right, you might be visiting that same website, but you can just see the URL, which is also HTTPS web portal, which is also HTTP. You might be thinking like HTTPs are always safe, but some extent they are all safe. But at the same time, like other things also we have to check if it is an HTTPS. Okay. So it is almost looks like a SBI phishing website. Okay. So these are the things. See what are the details they're asking: your username, password, profile password, email. So once you provide these details, this same thing has happened to one of the retired teacher. Right? She was from a Bhopal. Okay. She received this kind of mail and she immediately forwarded these things. So what that fraudster has done, immediately changed the mobile number of that account. He's not done anything. He's not changing the username, he's not changing the password, just he went and changed the mobile number. Immediately that mobile number was somewhere accepted. We don't know like what they have done. So in the meantime, like as I told you, like the DDoS attack in the middle, man in the middle attack, they will log on to that. Immediately they will ensure that will be accepted, and immediately all the passwords have started coming on his account. So she lost more than 10.5 lakh rupees on 13th evening to 14th morning, which is all happened in the duration of 6 hours time. Okay, so what are the FDs are there? Those FDs are also cancelled and converted into the money, and they have looted entire money. Okay, so it was happened very recently. It is only some 3 weeks back. So one of the teacher at Bhopal. Okay, so you have to be very careful, like what kind of details we are providing, to whom we are providing, why are we providing, and all such kind of things. So ensure that if there is any IP address like this kind of IP address is there, it is always fake website, and ensure that if it is have HTTPS income tax gone full URL is there, then you can believe. If it is intranet, then you can access it on the IP address, but outside things you have to be very careful. If it is moving from one location to other locations kind of thing. Okay. So this is another kind of attack which is happening on the mobile phones, right? So you can just see it is almost looks like an Amazon phone. They are offering at $399 and all such kind of things. And if at all, if you have started purchasing these kind of things, and immediately, I just we have opened this website in our desktop, and we found like it is a deceptive website. So if we on mobile, it may accept because you might not be having an antivirus. So it will provide it is almost looks like this thing, and you will be providing the data, and there are always chances that we may lose our data. Okay, so phishing and smishing calls. This is another kind of social engineering attack. So they may be calling as a bank officer or referring to your shopping. You might be providing your mobile number, email ID, whenever you are visiting any shopping malls kind of thing. So by using that data, they will try to collect some more data, right? You have given 3 of the details, like your name is there, your email ID is there, mobile number is there. So I may do error and trial method to get into your email ID by to log on to your email account, and phone number I may use it for various purposes also. So okay, in the same process, they try to call you to get more information. Okay, so during that time, if at all if you are providing, there are chances that these people can be lured out. So this is the message which I got. It is a personalized message. It is not so old. 14th December 2021. So I received a message somewhere in the night, 8:24. Okay, see, you will receive these messages, these kind of messages also only in the evening, late in the evening. Okay, not in the morning kind of thing. Okay, so here he says like Rodo and Rolex watches. So the moment I clicked it, I'm moving to the Luxorify watches. Okay, so that's the first thing. So immediately, we have used this URL void. Like, what was the intention behind that? Then we checked it and we went somewhere, and there, like, what are the details you are entering? It is not going either Rolo or Rolex, or it is not going to Luxorify. These details are going to some other website. You can just see, like, this is a website, this is another website. So our details are going to this website. Okay, so this way those people are trying to lure the people, right? Before you purchase, we just went and seen like what was the reviews of the Luxorify. So there we found like they're selling all duplicate watches and non-functional watches kind of thing. So this is the kind of situation we are in, and we always see these kind of messages. If it is a personal messages, don't excite and respond. Okay, so please check all these things before you respond to any such kind of things. So COVID-19 outbreak, iPhone is selling at this point of time. Okay, these are some of the examples. You also might have been receiving these kind of messages. Okay, and received this XYZ amount by Paytm ID. Download this, and if it is a received, the money will come to your mobile. Why they were asking to download? That is the minimal judgment one should make before we act. Okay, so these kind of messages, if you are receiving, never ever respond is one. Second thing, try to remove those messages immediately, because no one will give you anything in as free of cost. We won't get good oxygen also at free of cost, unless and until if you go to some locations in Kerala, they only will be getting some good oxygen and all such kind of things. But nowhere in India you won't get that quality air or quality oxygen. I'm just giving an example, right? So these are some tips where we can follow for wishing and smishing. Never reveal any information over the phone calls. If someone calls, you just tell them like you contact the bank and do the remaining formalities. Avoid picking calls from unknown numbers. If you feel like if the number is unknown, never ever pick up those numbers. Never respond to the SMSs received from unknown people. Avoid clicking on the links received on the SMSs, as I told you. Okay, so these are some things. So this is one example. I don't know, like if at all if you are having SBI account with you, you might have been received these kind of messages, right? So this person is got the message saying like your account is suspended. So immediately, like what he has done, he clicked on that message, and it is almost like in an SBI website. He's provided his username, password, and he's entered the captcha. Later also, he received one OTP, and he's entered the OTP. Immediately, the moment you enter the OTP, so this is what it happens. Don't press or back refresh while processing. So the moment you will be in that same screen, by that time they will go back and they will do all these transactions. Okay, so this is what it has happened to one of the customer. So he lost, you can just see it is 21st July 2021 and 27 July 27 July. Okay, so these are the kind of things which are happening. So immediately he was entered those details, immediately lost this amount. So one is online, secondly an ATM, and you will be receiving like the money is got debited. Okay, so these kind of things, you can just see when if it is OTP comes, you can just see like who is the sender ID. And okay, I removed that. Like otherwise, you have to see like what is the sender ID. If it is sender ID is a mobile number kind of thing, never ever try to respond, never ever respond. If it is SBI or SBI in or whatever it is, then you should check the sender ID before you respond. Okay, so that kind of things you should do it when we are doing any of these things. All right, whenever you are doing any online transactions, whether it could be financial transactions or e-commerce website or any email kind of thing, check for these three things. First of all, once the padlock is there or not, HTTPS is there or not, and this digital certificate is there or not. So this is an example. So once you click on the digital certificate, if you click on the security, you will be getting this kind of security certificate. Okay, of course, like this was got expired. So if the HTTPS is there, padlock is there, and if you check this once in a while, this digital certificate, so that means someone has verified this website and they found like there are no vulnerabilities, and later part they have given this kind of certification to do or to host it in a public domain, right? In the normally you also will do the same process, right? Once the patient is cured and you will be sending it to the HOD, and a later part you have to release, a later part you have to pay the money, and you will be discharged from the hospital. In the same way, here also similar kind of processes has to be followed. Earlier it was not the case, but now it is mandated by the government of India that everyone, like what are the website you are hosting, so that should be checked properly. Later part you can go for hosting the website kind of thing. Okay, so these three things you have to check and provide any details. If it is only HTTPS, people can see like what you are typing. Okay, if only HTTP, whatever the thing you are typing, the same thing can be viewed by other people also. If it is HTTPS, and others cannot see the the fraudster cannot see the whatever you are typing, so that will be encrypted and it will be sent via network. Okay, so please ensure that whether the HTTP wherever you are providing your personal details, ensure that you will be providing your details over the HTTPS website only. Okay, all right, so this is the example which I was talking about. Is there any difference in these URLs? Can anyone say, is there any difference in these URLs? Apple.com and apple.com? Any difference? Please respond in the chat area. Any difference? Any difference? No. Okay. Thanks, Annie James. Okay. Any other? All right. Thank you. Let's see them. Okay. So I'm just bringing it down, and I'm just going to copy that URL. All right. I'm just copying that URL here. Okay. I'm not clicked on the link. Please observe. I'm just copying that URL. What is it showing here? It is saying the same URL. Like what is the URL you have copy pasted? The same URL. It is showing there. All right. I'm just copying the other URL. And I'm just pasting it here. Okay. Do you see any difference here? When we have pasted that apple.com, initially it was appeared as apple.com. Here only you just see on top. Okay. www.xn, okay, -pple something else is there, right? So here itself you can observe whether it is a correct website or a fraudulent website. That is only the reason I'm suggesting you just copy and paste the link. Never ever click on the links. Okay, so these are called IDN attacks. These are all called IDN demographic attacks. It is almost looks like it is almost looks like a same website, but they are not same. Okay, so these are all called IDN demographic attacks. But if you have a good if your browser is updated, it will alert you that like this is a fraudulent website if the browser is updated. And if at all, if you are having a genuine operating system, and if your browser is up to date, and nowadays the browsers are also intelligent, so they will ensure you, they will tell you, or they will message you that they will indicate you that like this is a fraudulent website. Okay, it is almost looks like, but the functionality is different. Okay, so please be careful while you are using these things. Oh my god. Okay, so I'm not going to discuss about the password. I think you are all aware the password. You have to have capital letters, small letters, special characters, and all such kind of things. Okay, and nowadays, whether it could be your banking, or it could be your mail, or it could be your social media accounts, So everyone is providing this two-factor authentication. Everyone is providing the two-factor or multi-factor authentication. So what I mean by either a two-factor or multi-factor authentication, it is a username and password. And once you click on, you will be getting some kind of OTP, and you enter the OTP, then you will be logged in, or you will be, you have to provide your iris, thumb impression, and all such kind of things. What are the things they have provided? What are the options they have given? So those options you have to use it, and if you log on to that, if you use that, then you will be secure login. If at all, if your username and password is compromised, they might not be getting this your thumb impression or OTP kind of thing. Okay, they cannot log in. So this way you can safeguard all your accounts. Especially you should enable these things for all your online banking transactions. Okay, and all your social media accounts also, whether it is FB or Insta, whatever it is. Okay, excuse me. All right, and now tell me, how many of your passwords is containing your personal information? What do you mean by personal information? Either it could be your name, your spouse name, your mother, father, or your date of birth, your brother, sister, date of birth kind of thing. So if is your password is containing any of those details or not? Please say, genuinely, please tell me yes or no. Okay, very good. Thank you, ma'am. No. Okay, Nandini ma'am said no. All right, so most of the people are telling yes, 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 yes. Okay, so that is another danger. So please ensure that your password should not contain any of your personal information. So these are the two things after this session you have to do it. So one is you have to have a different password for your different accounts. And when you are creating a password, ensure that your password should not contain any of your personal information. And regularly, of course, like I'm not having that much time to discuss more on this, right? If the time permits, we will see later part. Okay, regularly change your password. Okay, but again, don't repeat the password, like whatever you are using. If it is the same password you are repeating, some of the banks are telling like the same password you have used in the last time. Don't use it. Don't repeat the password, use new password. How frequently you change your toothbrush, similar way you have to change your passwords also. Keep your passwords as secret as, even from your family members. At least all the elders should keep the passwords safely. And the children, you should aware. As a parent, we all should aware. Okay, and create a personalized pass pages. So then your next question is, how do we remember that? How do I remember that password? So this is the solution to remember password, your different passwords for different accounts. If at all, if you are having take this kind of sentences. Never judge a book by its cover. Change as a password. Never judge a book its cover. You can change it like this. Okay. Same way in the medical, like you are having a lot of words you will be using, and you will come to know like lot of words, but we cannot spell it out those words also. But like those words. So those words, try to change it into the password so that people easily cannot guess your passwords. So that way you should have a different password for your different accounts, and ensure that your password should not contain any of your personal information. And to remember your password, you should have this kind of passphrase so that you can safeguard your accounts. Okay. And these are the things can happen. Shoulder surfing. Someone can see from your shoulder when you are typing the password to hack that accounts kind of thing. Dictionary attacks, as I said, like organization, don't keep your organizational name. Either don't keep your personal information. And brute force attacks, error and trial method to find your password kind of thing. So these are the password kind of things happens. Okay. Okay. If you want to check your passwords, or okay, let me. All right, I'm not going to discuss many of the things, but let me discuss these case studies also. I'm not discussing as we are running out of time. So WhatsApp, most of the people might be using the WhatsApp, and if you are all interested, you can do it along with me, or I'll just tell you later part you can do it. So that the WhatsApp is providing the privacy and security options to all of us, right? So open your WhatsApp, click on those three dots, and you will be getting all these options. Click on those settings. Once you click on the settings, you will be getting all these options. So the first option is account. Once you click on the account, you will be getting the privacy, security options and all. So click on the privacy option. The second option under the privacy is my profile photo. So the moment you click here, like you will be getting three options: open it for everyone, or only my contacts, or only closed group kind of thing. And if at all, if you are open it for everyone, everyone can see your profile pictures. But if you keep it only my contacts, only your contacts can see that. Okay. So try to see your profile picture only with your contacts, so that other people cannot see your things. And status, this is with respect to the profile photo. And when it comes to the status, and click on that, status here. The option is about next is option. Once you click on the status, you will be getting three options. Please restrict yourself only to my contacts. Okay, so that others cannot see your status. And groups are there. Okay, third option is groups. Once you click the group option, you will be having three options: only my contacts, everyone, only my contacts except someone. Right? If you keep it everyone can send a WhatsApp message. Without your knowledge, the message will come and sit in your WhatsApp account. If you keep it only on my contacts, okay, no one can add into their WhatsApp group. If at all, if they want to add into their WhatsApp group, you will be getting a notification stating that, okay, Jagdish has sent a message to you to add into his group. So it is up to you. You have to give your willingness. Then you will be added into their WhatsApp group. Till then, it won't be added. So these are the some privacy and security options where you can set it for your social media account. So one, I just shown it to you, WhatsApp. Okay. And the third option is in the same settings account privacy options you have seen, and two-step verification. If you click on the two-step verification, you will be getting this window. Once you click on that window, it will ask you to keep a password. Okay. If you keep this password, no one can see your WhatsApp. Okay. And if you can keep the numeric password, and email is not mandatory, you can skip it. And once you set that password, click on the done. So the password will set. No one can open your WhatsApp until you provide this security code. Okay. If you provide this security code, then only you can open your WhatsApp. Till then, you cannot open your WhatsApp account. Okay. There are so many incidents which are happening. At least to safeguard your privacy. If there's students, children, ensure that your parents should know your password, right? If any emergency kind of thing. But adults and all, you can set your password so that you can at least keep your privacy options. Okay. Like this, you can just do it for. Otherwise, you will be getting all these unwanted messages from various mobile numbers. Okay. If you keep those security and privacy options strong, you can safeguard your thing. Okay. With this, I will stop and I'll give it to my colleague. So in Facebook or Twitter, wherever it is, if you are uploading any of your images, ensure that if the images are not used by anyone, there is a website called tineye.com. In that tineye.com, if you upload your image, if the image is who are all using your image other than you, who are all using, right? So in this example, other people are using, you can find out. Accordingly, you can try to talk to them and ensure that why they are using. And if they're not listening, you can go and give a complaint at your nearest cybercrime police station, right? Okay. So that way you can just see whether you are using or any others are using. So otherwise, what happens if that profile and your pictures are publicly available, right? So there is a website called pic2map.com. Into the pic2map.com website, I went and uploaded my photograph. You just see what are the data he's giving. All right. So they're giving your GPS information, date, time, file information, all your location address, and complete address is there. Okay. So we all know that one picture can talk more than 1,000 words. In the similar way, in digital world also, any of your picture which is available in public domain, all right, in a public domain, people can misuse it, and they will threaten kind of thing, right? So please, whenever you are using we are not against to the social media. You use the social media accounts, but ensure with by enabling all these privacy security options and keep minimal information. Try to upload only group photos rather than individual photos, especially young girls and women. Try to keep only group photos rather than your individual photos. Otherwise, they'll try to misuse those photographs. Okay. And if it is young girls, there are so many things which are happening. Kerala itself, you might be knowing Abraham sir, IPS officer, who's you can just touch him so that he will tell you what are the kind of things which are happening. Okay. So upload only group photos rather than individual photos. And second point is, try to upload low resolution images. Low resolution images. See, for example, this picture is somewhere around 13 megapixel. I can do anything with this picture. But if it is KBs like 512 KB, 13 1 MB kind of thing, so it will become blur and people can't do anything. Okay, try to post low resolution images. Try to keep as much as low information in the social media accounts so that you can safeguard your account. Your security is your family security, your entire family security, right? So please ensure that these things should be followed when you are using any of these social media platforms. The reason why I'm talking about this WhatsApp privacy and things, recently one of the couple photo was taken away, and he has seen her WhatsApp account, and he's morphed that entire image, okay, of that couple, and she started blackmailing that that lady, and she paid more than 5 lakh rupees. We don't know like from where she paid that amount. She paid more than 5 lakh rupees, but still the harassment is not happened. So that harassment is went next level. So once the money is over, the harassment is went to next level. Then she approached the police people, and but still it was not resolved. But still it is there. It is not it has happened some 2 to 3 weeks back in Hyderabad. Okay, so that is only the reason I talked about your profile picture and status. Okay, so there are so many chances that people can by using the deep fake they can change the things and they can misuse kind of thing, but not in by I don't want to threaten all of you, but I'm just trying to provide some information, trying to provide some kind of live cases. What are the things which are happening since we are in this particular domain? Okay, so that's it from my side. Of course, like, there are so many other things are there, but I think my colleague Mr. Sunil might have been joined so that he will be continuing on the mobile security. Okay. Hope the session is useful to all of you. You might have been learned something, and at the same time, you might implement some of the things like what you will learn today. Of course, like very little things we have discussed, but try to implement those things as part of your as part of your daily life, so that you can safeguard yourself in the digital world. All right. So thank you, and I think Mr. Sunil will join and continue the session on mobile safety and security. Right. He also going to give you some of the tools which are developed by CDAC, where you can use it so that you can safeguard your mobile device. Okay. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir, for taking out time from your busy schedule and enriching us with such an informative presentation about different kinds of cyber crimes that we should be, very cautious about, and also providing so many safety tips for us youngsters and everybody present here to, use while using cyberspace. I'm sure we'll be very cautious about our activities also that we do on cyberspace. Now I would like to invite Mr. Sunil KP to talk about mobile safety.
Yeah, I think he is in participant list one. We have to make him as a panelist.
Okay, sir.
Sunil KP, you just check it as Sunil KP. Sorry, Sunil, I'm taking some your time. Sunil, you are in.
Yeah, sir. But it's a very good session, sir. Actually, so I want to add on it with respect to the mobile.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. I hope everyone able to hear my voice.
We are able to hear, but we are not able to see you. Yes.
Yeah, that's why. So good evening, all. So actually, sir, given a wonderful session. Actually, so just in Jiffy, actually, I just want to be explained. So one of the actually that useful at the same time is a dangerous instrument in our hand every day. Actually, that is nothing but a mobile. So so normally just come to the mobiles. Actually, just most probably the 3 years back. So as a graduates and as a doctors and engineers, we always say to that our next generation kids like that. So we won't give the mobile to our kids up to the 16 years and like that. We used to say that word actually. Actually, proudly we say that word sometimes. So, but now within this 3 years when the pandemic started, we are asking our kids, where is your mobile? Where is your tab? So why you are sitting without them? So what is the issue? So are you facing some internet issue? Any data is not there. So the scenario is completely revert actually. So then whenever this situation comes, then we have to think about our security. See, why? Because the mobile is nothing but the blueprint of a person, in my opinion, actually. So why? Because everything is available in the device. Everything actually. So even some of the people are forgetting about the birthdays and these all, and even their banking passwords and these all. So they are completely rely on these devices only. So we can see that people are keeping the status like that. So today is my son birthday. Is that like that? They are keeping. So as a professionals, we know that very well. So our number, our contact numbers may be distributed to n number of persons actually. Like maybe you people are distributing your number to the patients, and sometimes maybe that people are distributing to somebody else and this all. So whatever the critical dates actually, whatever important for us actually, that is going to be public right now. So by using that, they can do so many malicious things actually. So this is the way this mobile is changing our life without much involvement of us. So this is one scenario. If you are looking, this is just one simple words I told. So now actually in this session, we look what is a device is doing with us actually, and how we are going to be public without our involvement. And moreover that how our informations are leaking actually. Data leaks, normally we use it to say the word. So these all we will look in this session actually. So I just want to be start my presentation. So today we are going to be see that what are the major mobile threats actually we are able to see, and what are the recent attacks, and what are the statistics about these mobile phones, and some of the security tips actually, those we are going to be discussed. So here, so you can see here, first of all, when it comes to the introduction of this one, so from the last few years, actually, whenever the technology developed in a rapid growth, actually, so especially in the direction of the mobile internet, actually, whenever internet increased its speed and everything, then automatically the devices which are working based upon the internet now also be increased. See, very simple. What is the behind this increment? Actually, we are saying that in the past few years, the smartphones are shifted from the professional access to the personal need actually. So now how it is shifted actually. So simple thing. So whenever we are saying that 2 to 3 years, almost like a 5 years, you can think so. So 5 years back, if you are taking 1 GB data, if you want to use it, actually, you have to be spent at least as a minimum amount as a $500 to 500 is the minimum actually. The $500 we paid to get 1 GB data. From past 4 years, after one big revolution like in a telecom, so then we are able to get it for hardly for 1 rupee, is 1 rupee or 2 rupees hardly we are getting. Sometimes if you are taking the new sim, then it is free of cost for 1 month actually. So like that, then mobile data is available, then the devices which depends upon on these networks or mobile internet are increasing in a huge number. And that is the one where we are looking even the villages people actually. So if you went in a complete layman perspective, even if you don't know what is a mobile exactly, how to use it, okay, we just want to be see some of the videos in that, that's it. You simply say that I just want to see the videos, I need one mobile. Okay. And the mobiles are previously it was around the 20K bucks actually. Now it came for even the 6,000 and 7,000 also. The factors which are affecting on these devices and even the internet are come into the budget of even the common people actually. So where the point is raising the bar to the smart mobiles actually. So that's the reason we can see that most of the number of devices are increasing like anything. You can see the stats of in India. So normally this was present status, but in a few years back, according to that our Statica and even that so many organizations, they use it to say that hardly we can see um, uh, hardly we can see that. So 400 and maximum 400 million devices we can see up to 2025, according to them 2025 maximum we can see that 400 million devices they use it to say. But due to the pandemic, actually, that was already that we crossed in a 2020 only, and we are in a 442 now. So up to 2025, easily we expect another 100 to another 100 to 150 million devices easily comes into market actually. So the people are habituated. The people are more habituated to use these devices more and more. Even we have a one, so one new mobile comes, then he's thinking about the new only actually, rather than the previous. Okay, so such a way that the stats we can see that how smartphones are increasing. So the thing is here, whenever smartphone is increasing in a market, so the smartphone is completely depend upon internet, and the smartphone contains the complete personal information actually. So the attacks which are based on this smartphone now also increasing same way, like a tremendous way it is increasing. We can see that India has witnessed over 845 percentage of increased mobile attacks. 845 percentage hike. Actually, that is like we can understand then how it is actually. So this much increase is there in attacks. So then the question will rise actually. So we are using the very good mobiles actually. So somebody say like that there is always I try to most of the time I faced one question. So when I'm delivering the sessions like that, sometimes the people will say that this can happen in only Android. So my phone is iPhone is very secure. So I'm very happy that I have an iPhone. So nobody can hack my device. Nobody can do something with my device. That is I don't know why the people are thinking like that. But so any device, if it is accessing the internet, then you can't say the word as my device is secure. That's the first thing. Okay. And second thing, in your device, it is connected with somebody actually, that OEM people like that. If you are using iPhone, then Macintosh means that Apple completely having access on your device actually. So then how you are secure? How your data is not personal? How your not data is only personal to you? So we are what we are doing then when we are using iPhone. If the space is over, then what we are doing? Then go and chalo, then purchase the cloud from the cloud storage and upload everything into cloud. No need to worry. Just everything is available in the cloud. We are saying. Then how much you are guarantee that the cloud is secure? So these are all the so many questions revolve around us actually. So that's the reason I'm saying whether it is an iPhone or Android doesn't matter. First, it is a phone. So problem started from there only. So then we are looking into that attackers actually number of phones are increasing means they are happy. Actually, the number of possibilities are more. The probability is very high to him actually. So that's a one point. Their attackers are always thinking about that where the market is huge. So I accept that Android options are available means Android devices are more in a world. So that's what the attackers are trying more on this one. That's what more attacks are happening in an iPhone. If you're taking, so iPhone also it is facing some of the issues actually. So then the very well known nowadays, even in Indian politics also it is playing the very good role. So that's nothing but Pegasus. So that is a purely target. Most of the devices which are affected of this Pegasus is nothing but iPhone actually. Okay, so then now in that Pegasus, actually the less affected devices even Android. Why? Because the Pegasus is a one program which which will be enter into your device by clicking, like I said, told the phishing and these, even that some of the URLs, malicious URLs, some of the malicious apps are having that URLs and like that. So when you click on that, now what happened? That will enter into your device and it started ruling your device. Okay, so then even in your hands, if you have the device, you are pressing something, but internally it will do something else actually. You are typing one message, the same message it will also type and it will send it to the attacker actually. So you are thinking this message is going to so and so person only, but that message is going to so many other persons without your knowledge. So then what it is doing in a Pegasus, so this once you got one file, it is installed in your device, it try to check the root actually. Root access means it is completely get access. Like if a jailbreaking we call in iOS and Android we call it as a root access. So once it is entered that the chain, which is like a gate actually, so that gate will be broke and then it will enter into your complete device and it is started accessing everything in your device. Okay, the photos, you take in a photo, immediately it will send to some organization. So that organization will sell your data to so many governments, otherwise so many it can be to anyone actually where you have a critical information. So if in such a one example I can say that I hope so everybody is using that Amazon in our application. So then the founder of Amazon, if you're taking, so that Joy Benjo, so then what it is happening here, he also affected with the Pegasus. So then how what about that common people, we don't know then. Why? Because he already obviously his phone is maintaining with so many antivirus actually, so many other device, so many other security parameters is following, but still he is affected with that actually. So then the attacker's major thing is not giving some malicious things directly to the user. They will give some in a other backdoor way. They will always try to give some information actually. That is what where others means other users are thinking. So then applications may affect or not. So in India, the first thing is people having a very less awareness about the security of mobile actually. So they don't know what is that. If suppose one guy told like that. So recently one example I just want to be added here. So now most of, even as a term, some people are tech savvy and most of the people are educated, but still I'm thinking so 90% at least 70%, cannot say 90, 70% of your payments are going through the scanning now. Phone Pay, Google Pay, and whatever the pays are there. So everything digital. So using your mobile, and then if you're taking cup of coffee, then immediately you are just scanning that. Even when you are collecting the fee from somebody, you're providing the scanner to you. Just scan it and send it to me. See, what are the loopholes here? Anytime you just thought actually. So I will tell you one small thing. So and somewhere actually in a news we read very clearly, he kept a one QR code actually, that tea shop guy actually. So then even fruits also you have. So whenever you scan that, one scanner, if you're scanning, then it is not directing to the payment. It is loading, and after that it is say that failed. So then he say that is not working. Scan it now for this one. When you again, if you scan for the next one, then payment is happen. The first time when you scanned something and is not went to the payment, correct? So actually that he designed some application actually. When you scan that, one file will be entered into your device actually. So after that, whatever you are doing, especially, so what he's doing, there is one software, he just taking that strokes actually. That means when the page is something you're typing, otherwise when you're speaking, especially, he's trying to get that information. That means mic access is getting actually. So it's continuously listening what you're talking actually. So these are the things are happening actually. So you can say that OEMs are giving more secure features, and even iPhone is giving some. Yes, they are giving, but still there are the people always try to be bypass it such a way like that. The attacks are increasing more and more when we are seeing in a nature. You can see that the attacks are such a way like that: mobile remote access Trojan, and then banking Trojans, and the premium dialers. This is a famous one, Truecaller actually. So I hope everybody have an idea about the Truecaller previously. So previously what happened, UC browser and Truecallers, both are the one of the biggest malicious applications ever we saw, according to our analysis actually. So why? Because UC browser is using almost like a 64 permissions it is using in Android devices. Android is one operating system, mobile operating system, purely based upon the permission model. That means if you give a permission, it will work. If you are not giving a permission, that app won't work. So, but unfortunate thing here, no? So when you want to something, you will install that application. You won't see what permission it is asking. Just click yes, allow. Never we read what is that. Is this application is needed or not? Deny, when anybody type the deny when you that application is needed for you. Most of the time we say no. Why? Because allow, then use the mobile. So you're taking the selfie. Okay, just allow the front camera, back camera, storage, phone. external storage, internal storage, everything it is taking. Yes, so then your data is not a private now. If your photo it is taking, then automatically it will send you to so and so device. Actually, if you can see that, so nowadays people are keeping the status like that 5 years ago and now. So from where they are getting that 5 years ago photo? Even you change the device, but still you have that 5 years ago photo. How it is possible? That means somebody is storing. So that nothing but the Google. Actually, along with the Google, if you are using some camera applications in that, it will also stores that data. So we are so happy that seeing after 5 years and these all things actually. So we are exciting, but the loophole you have to be understand your data is in somebody's hands actually. There is one interesting thing. When nowadays we are seeing that most of them, maybe almost everybody face this experience. Everybody face this experience. I'm thinking. So what is that? No? So when you're feeling when you're talking with somebody about, so I want to purchase the mobile, like that when you're talking. Otherwise, when you're talking about that, I want to purchase this in a Mintra, I just want to be take this cloth where it is some sale is going on, like that you are talking. Then after the few seconds, otherwise after some time, in that day compulsory, most of the time we will get that in Amazon the fashion sale is going on. So purchase, get a more discount on this one. Otherwise, if you have something show or something, so in this one new models arrive, like this will get it. And if you are just thinking about that, if you are just talking about that health reports, I need it and I want to be book my lab test and these are like that, if you immediately you will get it from MFine, so providing this this offer to you. And corona test, this COVID test will going to be done for this so and so, like that we will get it immediately, not taking much time actually. Then how these people are getting that information? Yes, there is some of the some things is happening in your device. There's nothing but some of the applications, if you are looking even Amazon and even some of the applications are getting access of your admin applications actually. So that is one permission, that permission access they are going to get it. So whenever they're getting that, they are able to capture the voice in a random way, then they will collect that blocks actually, and then what are the keywords they are getting in from that, they will be decode it, and if that is useful, that is any pure word, if they got like a cloth, okay, otherwise the mobile, then they will send you, so they will send so many things related to that actually. So this is the way the mobiles are playing a role in our case, our daily life actually. So some recent attacks, this is one relevant to us, that's what I want to be discuss about this one. At that COVID time actually, one app is released in the Play Store. So then what is this application will do? So when you install that application in and around of you, so how many any cases are identified, and what are the hotels are open today, and what are the fruit markets, and these all information it will give actually. And what are the precautions we have to take, these also it will give. At that first time I install, it is working very fine actually. So after some 1 week hardly, so after that, so what happened, this is behaving like controlling my complete device actually. And then suddenly we got this message on the screen. So then what it is showing clearly, our complete on a screen, we got this one only, nothing else actually. That means your phone is locked. If you want to unlock, you have to pay 100 USD Bitcoins, you have to be paid. Then only they want to unlock it. Otherwise, the data, whatever is there inside, they are going to be selling a dark market actually. That means, hackers. So then they will give it to somebody. This is what the conclusion of this attacks actually. So in this case, if you are looking in all these directions, now what happened? Simply I install an application. I thought it is genuine, but after some time, it is showing actual intention of that application actually. People on that time actually, I saw that. So many members asked me also. So what are the applications I have to use to know about this one? What are the applications are available to see the oximeter? Then instead of using the oximeter, can I use a mobile to do this one? Like that, so many, whatever that people are looking in that direction, when malicious fake applications or cloned applications are created. Arogya Setu is there. At least that 6 other Arogya Setu applications are created by the attackers. When they are installed, then immediately vaccine is available tomorrow, especially for you. Pay the 1,000 rupees. That's it. Simple message. And that time people are paid so much like that. Why? Because for 1,000 they are thinking, okay, let it be. Just I want to be get the vaccination. So like that, so many cases were happened actually. So this is one of the attack were very famous even in India actually. It happened in even iPhone and everywhere it happened, but it is very famous in a even layman perspective also that happened. Some of the people thought like that something happened mobile and then they throw it away. But they don't know that that is happened because of some attacker, and that information, whatever he have, it can be sell actually. It can be sold it in the market actually. So that is the thing. Even if you don't have any sensitive information, then no issues. But if you have a sensitive information, then obviously you think over it and $100, okay, just let it be. Like that we will pay actually. Why? Because we need the data. What we need, that phone should be unlocked actually. But here one more thing. So always you have to think, once he unlock also, again he can do the same, correct? That's what, if it is a more sensitive data and these all, so just give a more privacy to that actually. So like create an encrypted format. So then what will happen, even device it is identified by somebody, then the data he also cannot be read it that much easily. It will take so much time to him, then obviously he will lose that actually. He won't spend much time on that. So then our data, at least our data will be secure. That's the way we have to be thinking. So actually this is the attack I am just want to be addressed in a previously. This is corona fake coronavirus tracker attack. So this is the way we got on our screen. So then it is saying very clearly your device is locked and you cannot access it. So just you have to be pay this bitcoins, and then only we can be unlock your device. Like that we got it. And this is one more phone spy attack actually. This is very popular even still today also some of the devices having this. So then what it is doing, so this application is majorly hiding in a popular known yoga apps actually. So recently that Google it is identified and some they deleted. So yoga apps in whatever that free yoga apps like that, they are having the attacker is created one application now, and after that he removed it from the Play Store also. But the meanwhile what he did in the devices, in some of the devices, he whoever downloaded that application, he given the some of the malicious files in that, and by using that malicious applications file, he's downloaded so many applications in the device. So like that, after some time again he come up with that one video videos app and one TV app, like a type means a casting actually. For that also he given so many applications he created, and by using that application he's entering into the device, and once he enter into the device, then he's downloading so many malicious files. That is the way he's completely accessing the device. Means you cannot see that application in your surface, means that in the mobile you cannot see that application, but somewhere else it will be in your device actually. So for that also, every time we have to check whether any hidden applications are there in your in your device or not. A very any banned application is there or not. Every time we have to be cross check with that our device actually. Okay. See, and then this is what a Pegasus spyware attack. So it was created by Israel company NSO. Majorly, it is targeted with journalists, politicians, government officials, and then human rights and chief executives. Like however I told about that Amazon, like that. So what they want to do, they want to be hide in your device and completely take the control of the device. You don't know whether he's somebody there and they are doing something else on your device. Just it will goes on. So to avoid this one, what is the mitigation recommendation if you want? So we always have to check whether the device is completely rooted or not. We have to check. For that, so many softwares and so many antivirus is available. So we can install that applications, and then we can check whether the device is installed properly working, or any malicious things are there, potentially malign or potentially benign applications are there. We have to check. So based upon these all attacks actually, the threats are categorized into these types actually. So first one is hidden apps. So hidden apps is nothing but the application which are staying inside the device, and continuously it will do malicious activities. That means what you are speaking, so it may listen actually. Otherwise what you are doing, so these all will be stored in a somewhere else, and it will send to his attackers actually. Mobile phishing, same like the phishing attack in a web. So then we will get some of the messages and these, otherwise some manipulation in the URL, some manipulation in the data, and then so when you click on that, it will be redirect to so just now you saw that IT refund. That is one of the major threat nowadays in a mobile also. Most of the time people are getting that. Once you that message you got now, your ITR is filed, your ITR is properly verified, like that. Once you got the message, then immediately so many message you will get after 1 or 2 days. It is verified but failed. You want to know the status of this one ITR, like that. So many messages you will get actually. So once by mistakenly, if you click on that, that's it. So sometimes the files can be installed in your device without your knowledge. Otherwise, sometimes we can see that applications that phishing one can get your PAN details and these, and then they can do so many things with that PAN. Nowadays, we know that how Aadhaar is important for us. Once anybody knows your PAN and Aadhaar, they can do anything actually. And nowadays that SIM swapping also possible. That means we are saying that some of the people will say that the credit card, other card, if you are using, they will say that I will get OTP, so no worries. So, but that SIM swapping, if once they will do now, so they will also get the messages. So then before you only, if they enter that OTP, then we can't do anything with that, and we cannot fight with that bank also on that time. So that's the way. So many things are there actually. The fake apps, just now I told, the like Arogya Setu, so many applications are they created same like this, and then they can perform so many malicious activities behind these application actually. So most of the time that's what however in a URL you are verifying in the web, every time you have to verify who is the developer of that application, even iPhone and even in the Android. Always you have to check whether he's a proper developer or not actually. You have to check that your developers and developers website also, if they given website, that also you have to verify if both are matching, and then only download that application, see the description of that, and then download it. Never just click on that install and just give the permission and use that actually. So that will harmful for everyone whoever using actually. That why I want to be highlight that developer and this. Nowadays when the kids, if they got something, some application, the gaming application, these, and just they will see some of the name and then they will type it and install that application. They won't wait actually is that the same application or not. That application will perform 1 or 2 days are perfect. After that it will have so much money actually. We can see that how the people are behaving nowadays by using by playing this PUBG and then blah blah blah, so many games actually. So almost like every parent have a indirectly they have a threat because of this gaming applications actually. So recently we heard one of the guy using one of the guy is playing, and in between it has some amount actually. So then he taken his father's mobile, and then always he's trying to be pay that, and then finally at the end of next day morning when his the father saw that so many statements related to bank, then he saw that almost like a 3.5 lakhs or something that kid spent on the gaming actually. So like that, so many things actually. So the fake applications will create the same like a original but behaves in a wrong direction actually. The malicious applications, so malicious applications, recently that Indian government banned so many China applications. So why they are banned, it is not own this some of the people are, when I ask this question, most of the people say that China is enemy for us. China word doesn't like by the so our government, like that, so many words they say. The true thing is it's not because of that word or something. So many Chinese applications are taking so many permissions even though they are not using one a simple application like a torch bright or something, that application name. So that normally will provide the torch actually, and same time be something that is photo related application actually, beautify 12 or something, beautify 36 something it is. So then this application is accessing everything, even mic it is accessing, camera it is accessing. Okay, we'll agree. Why? Because you want to take the pic and it is giving. Then why mic? The mic it is taking, storage it is taking, and then your internet access it is taking. So even that location permission it is taking, and using this, what it is doing now, so it is accessing everything in your device, how many applications you have, which category you have, these all are sending to some other server in China and Hong Kong. So that is the reason every time we are saying that. So these applications, who is sending this information to location servers which are located in the China, that the government is identified and they given a word like a block it actually. So that is the way, so many ways we can see how malicious application can do the bypassing this information and sending the critical information. Next, we have a spyware. So spyware normally, we know that applications which are spy on you by using the voice, means a mic, as well as the camera, and then what message you are typing actually. So I just want to add one here. So in the devices, when you are looking, there is one permission in Android device. You can also verify that in our settings. Accessibility service. Normally we call it as accessibility. Normally it is available in most of the devices like accessibility. So what is this interesting thing here? So accessibility is majorly designed for the some visually challenged people, and for them it is created. Why? Because they can be click on that, they can listen the voice, whatever they type on the device, they can be listen actually, means that will produce a sound and somebody can listen it actually. This is the major intention, means whatever you are doing on the device means surface actually, whatever you are doing, so everything it will be, whatever you're typing, everything it will be recorded by somebody and then it will be sent. That is a very good intention of this mobile. So then what is the attacker are doing actually? In our devices also, sometimes any application, if it is asking for accessibility, you have to think twice. Better never install that. Even if you want to install also, you have to think twice. Why? Because whatever you are typing on that screen actually, suppose you open the WhatsApp and you are typing something, the same information that application also can read. If you open that SBI bank actually and you type the password and username, the same thing it can also be read by that server actually. That means that attacker. So now the most of the financial things are remove that. Once it is access, it is identified, then it will block what you are typing, so that person can don't know. But still in a WhatsApp and some other messages, if you're typing, suppose phone number, if you're typing, otherwise notes we open and we are writing some of the critical information like a username, password. Otherwise some people nowadays have a habituate like that, if they cannot carry their diary, so the digital diary they are writing nowadays. So every information, if you are writing, and that accessibility service, if it is allowed, he can read each and every point what you are writing on the device. That is very clear, crystal clear actually. So that's the reason we have to check these kind of settings to avoid these spyware kind of attacks actually. And next, adware, well-known thing. So they will provide so many malicious activities. If you click in one page, at least 2 to 3 pages will be redirect, and so much information it will gather. And in the meantime, it will be see your complete history of your browser, and it will be able to get what is your interest actually. So those are all information we can set it. And after sometimes you may get one mail like that, we saw your history, so and so something like a some critical and sensitive and personal information we identified, so we are going to be public it, we are going to be public it with your phone number like that, so pay some money to us, like that it will come. So then we have to be very much careful about these kind of things. And then when you click on some ads and these, just you have to be think whether it is a proper ad or not. 90% it is suggested like that, never click on the ads. Okay, if you want to click on that, first do a research on that whether it is a proper one or not. After that, if compulsory, then only we have to check. Otherwise, never click on ads. And IoT threads, this is a one major thing recently we are seeing. Then so people are saying that very clearly. So
Sir,
means even ads, yeah.
sorry to interrupt, sir. So we have 10 more minutes to, there's a little bit
Yeah,
of,
yeah, 5 minutes is sufficient. I will
yeah.
close it.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So Wi-Fi threats and IoT threats, if you are looking, these are very clear things. So then nowadays we are saying that India in a developing phase, and these all, yes, we are in that. So then technology is up to date, and we are so many things we are saying. Yes, it is agree in all the cases. But the thing is, when you are saying this word, at the same times you have to be built as so much strong firewalls. Then only we can say we are in a good. So then Wi-Fi threats is one of the biggest threat. Why? Because nowadays at the work from home, and even the kits also available, so everybody taking the routers actually. That means at home you are allocating the internet. So then, so one router, then your TV, mobile, and even sometimes that smart. Why? Because what is a smart means like a bulb, fan, everything is connected to this one only. In these, any one device, if it is compromised, any one small device, if it is compromised also, everything your data is going to be public actually. That means some attacker can be get entire information, all your devices, mobile devices, TVs, and everything, it is going to be public actually. And the same time, the thing what I want to add it here, so many times we are able to see that open network, otherwise open Wi-Fi in a bus stations and so on, so places they will say. So if you are accessing that, there are so much malicious, so many attackers are ready to get the information when you connected into the non-secure Wi-Fi's actually. So that's what. So we always connected to the personal network, and always it is suggested to like that use a secured password provided network. You have to be use it. Then only your data will be good actually. Poor password security, just now sir discussed about this poor password securities. So we cannot give a something like 1234 or 321 and name of your kid, and then somebody will say keep their kids pet name and keep like that, or somebody will keep their vehicles number, and somebody will keep like that their employee ID only. So these all are easily can accessible by the attacker, so we cannot give that. And this is one thing, out of date devices. See, some people will say that mobile is only some people who are purchasing the mobile, they will say why he is purchasing the mobiles. So mobile is only one thing, just a call and take this some of the internet and this video calls only. Now why we need it? Actually yes, we need them actually. We have to be up to date with the latest OS. At least you have a old device, no worries, you have to be up to date it is. So you have to be update the device every time. Then whatever the security things are there now, those will be updated. So then, so we can be avoid some of the things actually. So that is what. And then come to the next thing here. So some people, when you are using old devices, just if they are not giving any updates, immediately we have to be switch it by formatting the device. That means you have to take the backup into other PC or something, then completely format it and keep like that only. So then you can use it only for incoming and outgoing, but not for any other personal information. So here I want to say that these are the threats, major threats what I mentioned. To give a solution to that, so one in Android, I want to say that. So one application is how to safeguard this means we have to be use applications so which will be identify the so many malicious things and these, and at least they will give the complete information about your device. Then it is good for you. Why? Because you will be aware of that, and then you will be so your problem can be solved in that direction. So mkavach is one application, so it is available in the name of mkavach 2 also, 2 in Google Play Store. So it is for Android applications. You are able to download this application, and once if you downloaded, you will get all these features. These all features will address the latest according to the latest threats going to be resolved by these features actually. We still keep on updating, but up to now we have a 6 features in this. Every feature will address so most of the threats up to now whatever we discussed. So that's what we are always requesting you people that so you can be install this kind of mkavach application. Then your device, at least you will understand what is the status of your device actually, whether your device is rooted or not. Just now I said about the Pegasus. So if you have a device with mkavach, then in that we have a security advisor. You can see that security advisor. Once if you install and open this one, you are able to see that whether you connected to perfect your device is rooted or not, and your device is connected to secure Wi-Fi or not. Some notifications, so many options you are providing in that. So you will understand that what is the status of your device. Is it perfect or not actually? Any issues are there, immediately it will give hidden application. And we are providing even the banned applications also. India is banned some of application, but still in your device it is there. We are notifying that these are the banned applications are available, just uninstall immediately. Hidden applications are there, we are saying that uninstall by it is identifying, and you can be uninstall it actually. So threat analyzer, this is a very good one. Why? Because malware, spyware, and even the cloned and fake application, these all will be addressed, and remedy for those all is nothing but threat analyzer. You are able to understand in your device how many malicious behavior applications are there and how many benign applications are there. Those you can be identified by using this threat analyzer. Apart from this, another 3 adware scanners. Just now we said how adware is a biggest threat. Which applications have adware? This will identify. And app statistics will always provide that update about your applications, whether that application have an update or not. If update is there, then you can be update that application. If you are not updating that application for a long time, it is a security threat. And app locker is giving one more security, as just now however we told. So one guy is using his complete money by his kid. To avoid that one, if you're keeping a personal lock, actually, then nobody can access your device. This is the way this mKavach is designed, and mKavach is available now. Two applications actually, two stores. One is Google Play Store in Android, and then second one is mGov actually. mGov is one application app store which is developed by the our CDAC Mumbai people. So it is our own Indians own app store. All the applications which are available here thoroughly tested and thoroughly analyzed actually. If there is no malicious, then only they are hosting. Instead of the Play Store, we can be downloaded from mGov App Store. And same time, mKavach also is available here. You can be download that application, and your devices, at least we can say that more secure way we are updating that application. So your device in a one level, we can say that in a at least in a one level we are identifying the status of your device actually. So how secure your device, by seeing that application, by just clicking on that, you can understand what is the security level of your application actually. So this is what my session actually. Thank you, thank you everyone for this. So that application, if whoever using for Android, for them this application is available. You can be happily install that, and you can understand what is what about your device actually. Yes, thank you then.
Thank you, sir, for an enlightening presentation on mobile safety and throwing light on various threats out there anybody can fall prey to while using mobile phones. I'm sure that the safety tips you provided will be remembered and followed by us as a precautionary measure from today itself. Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you.
Now, I would like to invite Ms. Vidya N., Assistant Professor, Department of Clinical Psychology, Amrita Institute of Medical Sciences, for the vote of thanks.
A warm good evening. So as we come to the end of today's very informative webinar, let me take this opportunity to express our sincere gratitude to firstly, Dr. Prem Nair, our Medical Director, and Dr. Vishal Marwa sir, our Principal of Medical College, for granting us permission and as always being encouraging to conduct similar events. On behalf of Department of Clinical Psychology and our institution, I would like to thank our resource persons, Shri M. Jagadish Babu sir and Shri Sunil KP sir, for that very interesting and interactive session. I'm sure our participants have understood the relevance of being smart in the cyber world, and it was indeed an eye-opener, sir. Let me also take this opportunity to thank the Center for Department of Advanced Computing and Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology for considering our request, and we are definitely looking forward to having more similar associations. Thank you. Next, I would like to thank all the faculty, students within the institution and from outside who have taken their time off from their busy schedules and been very willingly participated in this interactive session and made this program a grand success. I would like to thank our IT and graphics team for providing all their assistance. And finally, I should thank our dear HOD, faculty, and students from the Department of Clinical Psychology for providing all the support for the smooth conduction of today's program. Thank you all.